We're out at the beautiful Banner shooting range today, taking a look at what could be the old guard versus the new guard as far as 22 semi-automatic rifles. What rifles, you ask? The always classic Ruger 1022, in this case the Takedown Lite version of the rifle, is going head-to-head against the Smith & Wesson folding pistol carbine, one of the newer kids on the block as far as semi-auto 22 caliber rifles go. Let's start with our 1022 since it's up here on the bench bag already. I'll shoot this one at our bottom target. We have a 3-inch target at 20 yards. We'll just do 10 shots at 20 yards. For simplicity's sake, fairness, whatever you want to call it, I'm just going to keep my scope at 3 power. Since my FPC has a red dot, there's technically a quick flip magnifier, but it's pretty worthless. So I'm just going to use the red dot no magnifier today. So anyway, here we go. 1022 bottom target. I anticipate being a little to the left based on the pre-footage, pre-start of the day. Anyway, here we go. And I'll even remember to take the safety off. Okay, that's 10 by my count. Let's switch over to our folding pistol carbine, and I'll do 10 at our top target. Same ammo. We're going to be shooting CCI Mini Mag Varmint in all of our magazines. This has the 36 grain copper plated hollow point projectile. Okay, top target, no magnification. Okay, and that's 10. When it comes to semi-automatic rifles chambered in 22 long rifle, none are as popular and plentiful as the Ruger 1022. It is available in dozens of different configurations and has some of the most robust aftermarket support available of any firearm. There are setups available that range from budget-friendly to if you have to ask, you can't afford it. The 1022 is on that short list of firearms everyone should own at least one of, and has been for many decades now. If the 1022 sets the standard, so to speak, how does the folding pistol carbine in 22 long rifle stack up? The Takedown Lite version of the 1022 should serve as a good measuring stick to go against our folding pistol carbine. When it comes to that fold versus takedown, as with all things, they have their pluses and minuses. In carrying cases, the manufacturer's supply, I'd call things a wash. Outside of those cases, I'd say the 1022 Takedown fits in a pack a little easier compared to the FPC, though with how my two rifles are configured, being able to put 3 magazines in the stock of the FPC versus 1 in my Takedown give the FPC the edge on that front. I find the FPC to be much easier to fold in half and unfold compared to the 1022. Not that the 1022 is difficult, but the FPC is one push button easy compared to push button plus rotation plus pull apart steps of the Takedown. I'd also add in the need to make sure the barrel bushing of the Takedown has proper tension. All those little things add up. I find the FPC also has a big edge in terms of the bolt release and locking the bolt open. The stock bolt release is a pain point for many 1022 owners. The 1022 doesn't lock the bolt open on empty, It doesn't disengage the bolt release when the bolt is pulled back. To lock the bolt open or close the bolt, you have to manually engage or disengage the bolt release. I'm tempted to call it cumbersome to operate the bolt release, at least on my 1022s. Contrast that against the FPC, where it has hold open on empty, and you can easily lock the bolt open by holding the charging handle and pushing the bolt lock. With the bolt locked open, you can pull the charging handle to release that bolt. Speaking of hold open on empty, with the FPC, this is the perfect spot to segue back to Banner shooting range. While we're sitting here, let me show you at least one of the quirks of one of my magazines. I have it conveniently marked as the one with one round left in it. Let me load actually some fresh rounds in it. We'll just put, I don't know, 4. How about 4? Or 5. And I'll probably show you the camera angle from the other side for this portion of the demonstration. There we go. Same thing, same target. Let's see what happens. This magazine has been consistently doing that. You may have noticed this magazine didn't do it. I haven't shot that one yet. That one didn't do it. Let's do 10 more from this one. Same top target. Get that out the way. Boom. 10. Hold open on empty. Magazine is empty as expected. So in a future video, we're going to try to figure out why this magazine is problematic. We'll probably take it apart, clean it, yada, yada, yada. Let's see if we can figure it out. And if all else fails, we'll talk to Smith & Wesson to get a replacement. So look for that in the future. Conveniently, I have 4 more magazines, so it's not like it's the end of the world. So one of our mags is being a donut, and we'll get that sorted out in a future video. Let's spend a moment talking about the differences in the sights. Not the specific sights I have on my rifles, but the potential, or maybe lack thereof, depending on how you look at it. Both of these carbines, I'd say, are limited on their sight options. On my Takedown Lite, you only get that short Ruger combo rail for mounting an optic, with no room for any backup iron sights. Other variants of the 1022 don't have this problem. On the FPC, while it has a much longer rail running the full length of the barrel, that rail does not extend on top of the receiver. The stock rail has plenty of room for something like a red dot and backup iron sights, but even still, with some setups, like say the quick flip magnifier I have on my FPC right now, the magnifier sits too far forward and the eye relief is all jacked up. I can see about the middle third of the total viewing area. Technically it works, but I'm using the Belichickian form of works. I could go with a different style, red dot and magnifier mount, but I'm trying to preserve the folded length and not have any optics and rails defeat the purpose of having a rifle that folds in half. But that's just me. Fun is fun, and part of the fun with the FPC for me is throwing a bunch of dumb attachments on it for a future anti-zombie 22 shoot against the crew. Before we get into our final thoughts on these 2 carbines, let's head back to Banner one more time and put a few more holes in paper. Let's do 10 more. Boom. So as you can see, works on all the other, at least the other 3 mags so far, without issue. Now we get a bunch of shots through the FPC. Let's return to the 1022 for a handful more. We'll probably speed these up. Okay, bottom target. Okay, we have a failure. It is some type of failure. Maybe a failure to strip it off the magazine. So other than problem mag, you can almost say the so far FPC more reliable than the 1022. Oh my God, Ruger fans and champs. Battle Ruger 1022 Takedown versus Smith & Wesson 22 folding pistol carbine was far from the toughest test these two platforms will ever face, but it is a good start for what will surely be a long campaign. While I don't think the FPC has shown enough yet to dethrone the king of the 22 long rifle semi-auto rifles, the 1022, it's so close, it's not just chomping at the heels. These two horses are neck and neck coming down the stretch. Beyond brand loyalists, picking between these two is a challenge. Some of the easy separators, accuracy, reliability, and fun. Between these two, for me, they are identical. Both rifles go thousands of rounds before getting the barest minimum of a cleaning at 75 yards and in. For me, both shoot what I'd consider identical groups. Both rifles are extremely customizable and a lot of fun. There are some small yet big areas where the FPC has an edge, things like the stock bolt release and ease of folding versus the Ruger. But are they big enough to dethrone the king? Not for me. But I'm also not the one who gets to decide. You do. Which of these two carbines do you like more and why? Let us know in the comments. For me, the longevity, performance, the budget-friendly options, and the customization potential, you can legitimately ask yourself if you even have a Ruger anymore at a certain point, depending on how wild and crazy you want to get, that it's hard for me to say the Ruger 1022 isn't still the king of its class. If they shipped with the auto bolt release, they'd remove one of the two major advantages the new guard like the FPC are using to close the gap, but it is what it is today. But that's just my opinion. Let us know yours in the comments. Well, that seems like the perfect spot to end today's video. If you enjoyed today's presentation, like it, share it with your friends and family, maybe drop a comment on there. Those things are free, and they really help the channel greatly. If you'd like to help us make more of these videos in the future, look into becoming a member. Fred and I really appreciate you getting this far. Thanks for watching, and as always, have a nice day.
Now I'm going to need all of you in the Bacon Nation to have a seat right over there.
Did I get it? Yeah.
10 yards.
I'm thankful for you. I appreciate everything you do. So stay safe, stay healthy. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and I'll see you on the TV. And, take care of Fred and Corey when you can. You know what he likes.